What's up, fellas, and welcome back to the Purple channel. It's your friendly neighborhood Purple, and I've been gone for quite a while now, for about 7 months. It's been a while, since I've reviewed really anything. Last review I had was, I want to say, the pre-evolved figures of these guys. And forgive me for my absence. I had a bit of a dry spot with the channel. Because there wasn't really much things I wanted to review. Seeing as my most the best videos I've made are Godzilla videos. So because I might start branching out into other toy reviews, but don't expect if a wave of figures comes out for me to review the entire wave. It's not gonna happen because that's not the way this channel works. I really only review all the stuff that I want to review, so that's why it takes so long in between videos, because I don't feel like reviewing a lot of stuff. But today I said I'd do it, and here we have it: the Godzilla Evolved S.H.MonsterArts, and oh my god, this thing is beautiful! Jesus Christ! Oh my god, Tamashi did such a good job. I'm not glazing Tamashi. I mean, maybe a little bit. I prefer MonsterArts over Haya, but it's just I really like these figures, right? Because I've been waiting for 7 months since he was revealed just to get this guy in hand, because there's been a lot of, I want to say, problems with the figure and the leading up to its release, but I think the final product we got is actually pretty nice, might I add. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start with the usual. We're going to start with paint and detail, and then we're going to gradually get through everything. So first thing we got, let's get all the problems out the way first with this figure. Right? The head sculpt is not the best. Kind of. Not necessarily the sculpt. The head sculpt is amazing. The head sculpt is amazing. The paint isn't the best. Now, what I am noticing, and in pictures, the pictures don't do this thing justice. Especially promo pictures and pictures that people take. My camera is not doing this justice. It makes his mouth look like a blobby mess. Now, one thing I will get into first, the main problem with everyone was the eyes and the mouth, and I got an actual good working copy. I am very thankful for that. I'm thankful Tamashi had grace on me, and yeah. Now I did do a little bit of modifications to this figure, adding a little bit of pink details, but I will tell you what they are when we get into all of the paint and detail, just to know that the stock figure will not come with some of these extra modifications. So getting into the head sculpt, I'm just gonna pop this off real quick. Alright, head sculpt on a ball peg. We all know these are all MonsterArts figures are pretty much made of ball joints, I want to say. So this is better. So now that the camera's focusing, this is the head sculpt, and I think it's very nice, I actually have eyes that look straight. I'm sorry for some of the people that did not get that. And I know the gums look like a pink mess, but in person, it's a lot better than it looks. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna spread his mouth open. Pretty good range of movement. One problem I do have is that this mouth is kind of, it feels like rubbery, if that makes sense. It doesn't close all the way, but you have to actually put in some effort to open it. Now, I do have the head sculpt off, and the only thing keeping it from moving is this little piece. So it does have better range here, but when it is on the figure, you do have to actually put quite a bit of effort to bring this out and in. Now, it does usually stay about this closed, which I'm okay with, because I don't put my Godzilla figures in that, like, super good poses, usually. The teeth look really good, especially on my copy. If you notice these little overlap parts of pink, it's showing up on camera, but in person, there's there's a little bit of hints, but there's not. It's really not that bad. I think that the promo pictures and the pictures of everyone's taking aren't exactly the best because it makes it look different. If you have a professional camera setup and you can get every single little detail, then by all means do it. But there is really no way to tell how much you are going to like the figure unless you have the figure. And I know that's not a good reason for some people because of this enormous price tag. You know, the figure's over $100. You know, not a lot of people can afford a MonsterArts. So when they can, you know, they want to know, is it any good? And then they watch reviews, and it shows out all the little minor details, and that's what, you know. Now, reviews are a good thing, of course. I mean, I'm making one right now, but I don't think the figure is as bad as everyone's saying it is. The teeth are genuinely great on this figure. It's showing up as a pink blobby mess, but it legitimately looks good in person. I cannot drive home how... Now, this is a copy per copy thing. I've seen people where an eye has been, like, right here. Now, that's very rare. Most of the eyes are always here. You know, sometimes there's a bit of alignment issues with the pupils. That's a very rare thing. Like, I've only seen one person have it so far with their copy. But, you know, Tamashi's QC isn't the best. So, you know, right? And especially... I'm coming up with, like, I'm gonna do a couple more S.H.MonsterArts reviews, especially the Scar King. And so what I did, right, was, I'm sorry, guys, but I did sacrifice the Scar King review, kind of. So I switched my pre-order for Scar King from February on Big Bad Toy Store, and the same month was Godzilla, the new Godzilla -1 reissue of that figure. Of the S.H.MonsterArts, and I really wanted that figure because that's the one I really wanted when I started collecting MonsterArts. I love the Bandai Movie Monster Series figures, but at some point, I really, like, I had to, you know? So, but you will still be getting the Scar King review, but it's not going to be till May, because I'm planning on asking for the figure for my birthday, which, you know, is pretty good. So we will still get the review. So that's the head sculpt, and you know, I've talked a lot about especially like you know, I've talked about the teeth and the eyes, right, and all the head detail. This is not wanting to go on. All right, got it. Now, let's get back to the review. Now, okay, I want to make this very clear. These little bright pink details, I added them in, like, after getting the figure, because these, like, they'll have maybe a little bit of pink spray, I want to say, but these will not be on the figure, not in the way that they're appearing right here, because I painted them all individually. That is one of my complaints with this figure, is that these were not painted already on the figure, and for a figure that's over $100, that's not a good thing. All right, I will criticize Tamashi. This figure is not perfect. Like, look, some of the joint tolerances. This jaw is, like, really weird. Now, if I hold it for a little while, of course it'll, like, go back to like that, right? Because that's the amount it can. Yeah, and it's drooping again. I'll fix that soon, I guess. I don't know. This figure's not perfect. I'm not gonna say if I think it's worth the price tag until after the video is mostly done, and then we can decide, and then you can decide that yourself. He does also come with, I just want to throw this in because I'm not going to be putting them on the figure because they're very minor. He has a pair of relax hands, and he has a pair of vicious grabbing hands, I want to say, but that's it. That's the only accessories the figure comes with. I think he should have came with more accessories. Now, I don't know what he could have come with, you know, because Godzilla Evolved doesn't really do as much in the movie as, like, say, the other guys. I think he could have at least had a breath effect, though. Like, I know the breath effect in that movie really sucked because, you know, he didn't even, like, his breath effect never even hit anyone except, no, it didn't hit anyone. I was about to say I thought it hit Scar King, but the only thing he did with it was dissipate Shimo's storm at the end of the movie. There's no breath effect. I would have liked it, though, considering this, you know, very large price tag, you know? Like, it's not okay for them to charge this much, and I think Tamashii is at fault for that, especially with stuff like the new Anguirus figure coming out. That is not worth $140. I can't justify it. I might still get the figures, of course, to review or for holidays, because Anguirus is my favorite Godzilla monster, and I, you know, like Godzilla, like Anguirus and Rodan, I really like them, but it's just a lot of money. I might get them to review on the channel. I will keep them because I want them, but it's still not worth it. You get me? Like, just because I'm buying the figures, I'm happy with, you know, getting them, right? I'm happy with it. With, you know, even the price tag. But just because I'm content doesn't mean it's necessarily worth it for everybody, considering, like I said, these things are getting expensive, and they're not worth the price. Like a normal SH figures, I want to say an average one. Let's go off based off... Oh, forgive me, I had a sneezer. But let's go off for price, for, just a figure arts, right? The new Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Daima that came out. It didn't come out, but it's going up on pre-order tomorrow, and it's $60, right? Now, that figure might not be the best comparison, but if we assumed that it was adult Vegeta and it wasn't super small, right? Because it does come with a bunch of stuff. You get all kinds of accessories and the figure for $60. I think they should carry that over to the Monsterverse line. I get it. It has more complex sculpting, but it's the same scale with less accessories. And considering SH Figure Arts gets really, like, you know, in with the detail, especially with stuff like their Marvel figures, I think they should share the same price as that. I don't think these monster-esque type characters should be worth more, considering they have the same kind of sculpting and engineering as other figures. They're just not. Especially with this new average price point of $140, right? Because considering, now, Scar King was $100 flat. Shimo was over $200, and I've already expressed, I think, in my, I don't know when, but I think I've already expressed my opinions for that Shimo, and it's absolutely horrible. I will 100% be getting the Haya Shimo over the S.H.MonsterArts, because that figure is just an oversized Playmate. Especially because no one can seem, you know, to get the goddamn scale right for Shimo, because she changes throughout the movie, but everyone seems to think that she's super big, but that's just not the case. You know, like, I know I'm going on a tangent. I'll get back into the review in a minute, but like I said, this figure objectively is not worth it. You know, but if you really want the figure and you pay the price, I think you will be happy with it. I'm okay with spending that kind of money because I want the figure, right? Now, it is a lot of money, right? Especially for me as a high schooler, I have to go out and work a lot for one figure. So, I mean, you know, it's very, like, rare, I want to say. Hey! My dogs are about to bark, but... You know, so, we're gonna hurry up, and we're gonna quickly, you know, wrap this up. So, all throughout the figure, we have this green dry brushing, and we have, like, black creeping up the dorsal spines, which are translucent, mind you. These are really cool, translucent dorsal spikes. Of course, this is some extra detail that I did, because these were completely, like, they had, like I said, a little bit of pink spray, but they were like a purplish hue because too much black was poking through. So I needed to paint those too, which again is not okay, Tamashii. This figure is amazing, but I think a little bit more quality would have been nice. Yeah, the dorsal spines are really nice. You can still kind of see the light like coming through them even on the camera. But, you know, so we're going to get into articulation and then we're going to wrap this up. So, he can't look up. Yeah, I'll put that back after. His arms, full 360. He has, I want to say about 90 degrees of articulation in the elbow. It's not the best. It could be better. It is a little limited, but, you know, of course, he has this new... Now, it's kind of weird because it kind of locks in right here with the dorsal spine. So you need to bring that out and then you can use it. I like this joint. This is a great joint. The articulation on this thing is awesome. Of course, the legs can do 180 and they can go, they're a little finicky. The legs are a little finicky, I will say that. This isn't a full 180 because there is like some, you'd have to do some finagling to get like certain poses because that's really all the knee can move. But you know, it's Godzilla, so I don't really want it to move more than that. I think I have all the basics and what I want in this Godzilla figure. I've already showed some of the extra green dry brushing. He has some on his chest as well. Oh, this is really cool. So the pink spray I was talking about, you can kind of notice it a little bit. They have it a hue like on his gills, I want to say, and that's really nice. It adds just a little bit of extra accuracy, and I will take it because it looks really nice in person. I've already covered the articulation on that. We have, of course, the obligatory. This is another lock-in joint. You'd have to pull it back a little bit. This is kind of limited, but you have this joint that's on every single MonsterArts figure. And you also have, okay, this is where it shines too. This tail articulation is absolutely stunning. You can literally, I even had the pose already. If you move the joints, you can easily get this to wrap completely in a circle. That's amazing, dude. This tail art, oh, that popped, but that's because I pushed it a little too bit. I'll put that back on after. I will say the joint tolerances on this are a little tight, which is, it's not tight, like, if you push it too hard, it will break, but it's not tight as in, like, break-worthy. It's more tight as in it's secure and it's firm. But yeah, I think that's going to be really about it for the figure. Do I recommend it? 100% yes and no. If you have the money to get it, if you like S.H.MonsterArts and you love this character, 100% I'm happy with it. I think it's really good. I don't think it's necessarily worth the price, but I think it's, if you have the money, 100% get it, you know? It's a great Godzilla Evolved figure, the one I needed, you know, for my collection. And, well, that's really about it. So, I'll see you guys probably about in February next month when the Godzilla -1 comes in. Now, that will be the reissue. So, hopefully some of the head sculpt issues will be fixed. Now, that's all from me. Purple, out. See ya, fellas.